Hey everybody, want a wisdom? We were back, part 64 of our Skylanders Giants Blind playthrough. Part 63, we introduced Drill Sergeant Series 2. 62, of course, we introduced Legendary Stealth Elf. And now, part 64, we're actually going to pull our Arcane Wonder machine and go with Bash.
Rock and roll!
Alright, so, new heroic challenge, and 5 Earth Skylanders collected elemental power increased. Sadly, Bash's repose is awesome with the Triceratops Honor Guard, and then when you put him on the game, of course, you don't have that to begin with. That said, he is still an absolute beast. Really one of those ones that, once people picked up, they kind of liked him. Either A, because he just does so much flipping damage, or B, they upgraded him and really liked one of the paths. That said, I do like Bash. I'm actually, like I've said several times, Earth Element's actually my favorite element. And yeah, we're dropping a ton of frames there, so hopefully this syncs up. Let's see how far off we are. Oh yeah, we're about 7 seconds or so off. Anyway, the Earth Element's actually one of my favorites. It actually is my favorite, as I was saying. That said, Bash may be at the bottom, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm a huge Terrafin fan. Obviously, I like Prison Break. Dino Ring is actually one of my favorite Skylanders. Nothing against Bash. He's an absolute beast, but I took him down Granite Dragon. That's his primary path. He's also got Pulver Dragon. I don't know what is up with that camera angle in the game. Did the same thing with Drill Sergeant. Now we kind of got it back to what I want.
Hey, these rock!
Gonna go ahead and get. Okay. Anyway. We're going to take a look at his stats here. Max health 310. Obviously, he's, one of the higher Skylanders in that regard. Speed, not great, but not horrible at 35. Armor, surprisingly low for a character like Bash. Just seems like it'd be a little bit higher. Critical hit 20. Elemental power 53. Again, that's with 5. We'll back out now, take a look at his upgrades as he wags his tail. Right out of the box, we have Tail Swipe. Swing your tail around to attack 360 degrees of enemies. And then his secondary attack is Rock and Roll. Roll into a ball and then over your enemies. First upgrade is the Tennis Tail. Deflect incoming objects with your Tail Swipe. Following that up with Iron Tail. Tail Swipe does increase damage. Then we've got the Summoning Stone Projection. Press the Z button to summon a rock wall. Hit it with your Tail Swipe to launch rocks. That aspect's kind of cool. And then final upgrade before you pick a path is his Double Roll. Use a roll attack for twice as long. Then you basically pick a path. You've got, well, we'll just do the top one first, which is Granite Dragon. It's what I took with his Series 1 pose. Mace of Destruction. Tail Swipe does more increased damage. And then we've got the Summoning Stone Uppercut. Stone Projection does increase damage, and it actually really does look like a fist and an uppercut. And then lastly, never sure how to pronounce that, Gaia Hammer. Doesn't really matter. What matters is it does a crud ton of damage when you purchase it. Hold A to charge up the Tail Swipe and do extra damage. That's the path I took with regular Bash, I think. Then with Legendary Bash, I did take this one. Actually, I kind of prefer Granite Dragon. I might be in the minority there, but just suits my playstyle better. That said, on Pulver Dragon, you've got the Pulver Roll. Roll attack does increase damage. Then the Earthen Force Roll. Roll does more damage and can roll right through enemy attacks. Again, I really wish they'd give numbers to us. And lastly, the Continental Boulder becomes giant while rolling. Roll faster and do even more damage. Next up is really the reason that his Series 2 repose is awesome. It's the Triceratops Honor Guard. It's basically like that gold plating you see. It basically makes him look like a Triceratops, and it also adds kind of like that mace effect to his tail in the gold plating. I think it's plus 40 armor if I remember correctly. The cool thing, again, you don't actually have it mixed in with a path. you just get it with a soul gem. And lastly, and the big reason that you would want Series 2 Bash if you're not a Bash fan, is his Wow Pow. His Wow Pow is called Rolling Thunder, which sounds pretty freaking awesome. While rolling, press Z to launch into the air and slam down. You do need the Summoning Stone projection upgrade. That said, what that's sounding like to me is kind of like akin to Terrafin's, belly flop. Basically, when you're burrowing with the B button, you press A and he just slams down. I'm thinking here with Bash, you're basically rolling with B, and then instead of pressing A, you use the Z button to trigger it. So, it should be interesting. I think that may make me, like his rolling path more. Pulver Dragon, just kind of add more of like a,
We don't have safety belts.
Hopefully, more of an attack element to it. That's it. We're gonna back out
Ready
now.
for more training? All right.
Trying to
let's do it.
remember what his heroic challenge was. It's probably like a elemental power one again. I remember the speed one's the best. Okay, yeah, I think this was. I feel like this is his. I want to say we have to get like 7 charms, but I'm not sure. Okay, find magical ore buried within the rocks. +5 elemental. I remember Wrecking Ball had. This may be the one with all the bounce pads in it. I want to say this one had a bunch of the rocket imps, little yellow guys that shoot rockets at you. And I think in this one, if I'm remembering right, they tend to like change the location of the charms, which is what makes it a pain. It's not like it's in the same 5 rocks every time. Like sometimes you'll have one in that back room of the mine, and then one of the rocks you break on your way to get there has another charm, and then the next time you come in and play, there might not be anything at all there. That said, this may be one we have to do a few times. We'll go ahead and find out, I guess. Just for my own record, we're at 727 and 750. So yeah, this is like off 12 or 15 seconds for some unknown reason. If I can, the reason I state that in the video, if it works out, I'll try to like come in and splice it and just like eliminate the overlap. It really doesn't ever work out well, just because you don't know when it's actually started to skip and you're still talking, and then you just can never sync anything up right. But anyway, if I can, I will. If not,
Some of the rarest
sadly
magical
beyond my
ores
control.
located in this very mine. Collect all
Yeah, it looks like they
breaking
changed the
rocks
enemies
as
out
quickly as you
here.
can. But watch it. The locals won't like this at all.
3, 2, 1.
And you know what? I bet this is going to drop a ton of frames because I'm going to use this tail. I don't like the pickaxe. And the cool thing is with the earth element guys, well, you know what? The pickaxe may be faster at this point. I'm thinking I'm used to it and upgraded. Yeah, it's way faster. Earth element can all come in and basically break these. Like right now, say, remember where that one is. Generally, there's just like one per area. That's generally, rule of thumb. But like, we got that one there. If we don't make this one in time, which it was somewhere, I guess, 3.5 to 4. But if we don't make it for some reason, it probably won't be in that same spot. But again, right out of the box, he deals 40 damage to that guy, which is pretty much unheard of. For the roll fans, there you go. You kind of need to eliminate some of these enemies. Of course, I mean, these mines are all the same. In Igniter's challenge, it's a little easier, just because, everything's locked and you just sort of get to progress at your own will. That said, sometimes, you can like find one there and then this one will be one. That was clearly not the case here. The other thing going against Bash is he's extremely slow right out of the box. The roll does help a little bit, but Seems like this is usually one. Of course, it wouldn't be since I prefaced it.
You have revealed the charm. You're halfway there.
Generally, if that one isn't, then this other room up here is. At least that way we don't look stupid when we comment with our infinite knowledge of heroic challenges. There's usually one down here too. Not here. But there's that area not opposite of where I'm headed. There's usually one there. Since we're over here, that actually worked. Was not expecting that one either. I feel like we should make this unless we get like lost or something. So, that said, crazier things have happened. So. The good news, despite him being kind of slow, since he does deal so much damage with his tail swipe, you can kind of get through enemies quicker than with some Skylanders.
1 minute remaining.
I'm actually going to go ahead and back this way. I think there might be... Well, you know, now that I think about it, there ought to be one in here.
You have revealed the charm.
This is one of the areas that sometimes there's
Excellent
not.
job.
There hadn't really been anything close to this area. So, there we go. I think that's our fifth one, yeah. But like sometimes this area won't have one, and then you'll have like an extra
Now
one
enjoy
like
this
right outside of
reward.
one of those little single boulder rooms or something weird. But indeed we shall. The answer is no. That's one of those ones, I mean, you really can't develop heroic challenge or complete. I don't know what that was in relation to. If Bash just has to complete one, or if it's like a we have to complete some odd number of heroic challenges, and that happened to be it. I really wish the game like explained the quests a little better. Particularly, like say once you've beaten the game, and you've beaten Nightmare Mode or something, and you've kind of like taken your favorites or all of them through heroic challenges. The quests would add like a little extra something to do, and if they were clearly spelled out, it would be helpful. You know, kind of like a little checklist for the world. I don't know. As we progress, I'll try to figure them out. I mean, you generally know, you know, now based on what we've done, the characters need to eat food, chow hound, and they need to kill enemies, and you know, whatnot. But it'd still be nice if they like spelled it out for us. I'll go ahead and get back here to the main deck. Again, Bash just very, very powerful right out of the box. And once upgraded, you really can't go wrong with either path. I just happen to prefer Granite Dragon. And again, it seems like I'm in the minority there, but nonetheless, since this didn't take too long. Mighty impressive, I think he said. Complete 2 more quests to reach. So I don't know. I can't imagine him just having to complete one heroic challenge, but that seems to be what it was. So, anyway, I guess we'll mess with that later. We did not find the little 25 gem for him. That's why he's only at 255. Yeah. Oh well. I guess I'll just be 25 short of, you know, the other characters we just introduced. But anyway, that is Bash, a great character, extremely powerful out of the box. I guess again, if you're on a budget, he would be a nice character to pair with Stealth Elf just for extreme power. He's also going to have, you know, significantly high health. You know, if you're just like on a quest to, you know, beat Chaos with, you know, as few as Skylanders or something, but he's definitely worth having in the mix there. Just very, very powerful. That said, guess we'll end this one. It's, like I said, it's about 12 and a half or so seconds off, so it's probably not going to sync well. But maybe we'll have better luck with Hex. I don't know. She'll probably be the, she actually is going to be the last one I do tonight. And then, I would really like to record chapter 13, but I mean it's too late for that, I'm afraid. But questions, comments you can ask here on YouTube. However, if it's important or you need a quick reply, I suggest you use the blog oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. There's the generic Ask One of Wisdom post. There's also going to be your blog link at the top of the video description box. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and we will catch you back for part 65 when we introduce Hex.